continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. With local transmission of the Delta variant now confirmed in the country, the health department says it is bracing for a possible surge in new cases. Giving us the latest, Faith Del Mundo is reporting to us live from Quezon City. Faith, how is the Department of Health preparing for this?
Yes, Risa, the health department said it is expanding the capacity of the healthcare system in light of the growing number of cases of Delta variant cases in the country. In the Laging Handa public briefing today, Health Undersecretary Rosario Berjeres said the agency has instructed the prepositioning of COVID-19 expansion beds in hospitals, which are easily convertible into intensive care units. The DOH said it has also provided additional mechanical ventilators in some hospitals, as well as inventory of other medical supplies. Berjere added that the agency has also increased its testing capacity to detect, contain, and prevent the surge of new infections. According to Dr. Corazon FLORES, DOH Regional Director of the Central Luzon Center for Health Development, the 6 COVID-19 patients from BATAAN who were detected with the Delta variant neither traveled from other countries nor interacted with those who arrived from other countries. Flores said because of this, they are ramping up contact tracing efforts, particularly to those showing Delta variant symptoms such as fever, colds, and cough. The health agency stressed that flu symptoms are similar to those important to undergo COVID-19 testing to confirm if a person is infected. BATAAN has showed a significant increase in COVID-19 cases and is now tagged as high risk in both ICU bed utilization and quarantine facilities. DOH monitoring also showed Delta cases in Laguna, Manila, PASIG City, and Taguig City. Meanwhile, of the 47 existing cases of the Delta variant in the country, DOH found that 2 were fully vaccinated and 4 have received 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. 18 among them are not vaccinated, while the rest are still being verified. Citing the studies in the U.S., Berjeres said almost 98% of those who were hospitalized and with severe cases are persons who have not been vaccinated. Riza, the health department, is reiterating its call to Filipinos to get vaccinated. They stress that studies have repeatedly shown that vaccines are effective against severe symptoms, hospitalization, and deaths. Riza?
Thank you for that report. That's Faith Del Mundo reporting from Quezon City. The Philippines now inoculates nearly 500,000 Filipinos per day. That is according to the latest data released by the COVID-19 National Task Force. In a statement, vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. said that on July 22, some 472,000 jabs were administered nationwide, the highest tally so far. He described this as another milestone in the country's vaccination program, adding that, quote, "We are now past the walk and crawl stage." In its latest report, the COVID-19 task force also stated that the country has administered a total of 16.4 million anti-COVID shots so far. Among inoculated Filipinos, more than 5.5 million have been fully vaccinated, while some 5.3 million have yet to receive their second dose. The same report said that some 1.4 million senior citizens are now fully vaccinated, as well as 1.8 million adults with comorbidities. There have been discrepancies in efficacy data of Pfizer vaccines between Israel and other countries. What does this tell us about the effectiveness of this shot, especially against the Delta variant? John Hopkins' Andrew Pikosh discusses this on Bloomberg News. Let's listen in.
The Israel report is also a little bit interesting from the perspective of their protection number against symptomatic disease is much lower than numbers that we're seeing coming out of the UK, out of Canada, and out of the US. So the commonality across all of these studies is that there's 90+% effectiveness against severe disease if you're vaccinated, and that's against the Delta variant. When it comes to symptomatic disease, the numbers seem to vary. Israel's coming up much lower than other countries, so that needs to be investigated. That may be telling us something important about the immunity from the vaccines, but at the end of the day, it's protecting against severe disease that is the critical issue, and the vaccines continue to perform at an excellent level against that parameter.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Around 13,000 individuals have been evacuated in Marikina due to the heavy rainfall brought by the enhanced southwest monsoon or habagat. NDRRMC spokesperson Mark Timbal said the evacuation is still ongoing as the water level in Marikina River is still around 16 meters. Evacuation operations are also ongoing in other affected areas like Rizal and Occidental Mindoro. Meanwhile, the NDRRMC is still assessing the damage caused by the earthquake this morning. No casualties were recorded so far. Heavy rainfall continues to trigger floods in different parts of Luzon, prompting evacuations. The Philippine Coast Guard rescued 24 families or 124 individuals affected by the flood in Naik, Cavite. They are now staying in an evacuation center. So far, 225 families are currently in different evacuation centers in Cavite. Parts of Cainta, Rizal are also currently submerged in floods. 73 families or 300 individuals are now staying in different evacuation centers in the town. And Marikina River's status is lowered to alert level 1. As of 1:14 p.m., the water level at the river is now at 15.9 meters. Around 13,000 individuals are currently in 28 evacuation centers in Marikina. The Calatagan Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, or MDRRMO, says that residents have been evacuated following the continuous rain and recent earthquake in the area. In an earlier interview here on One News, Calatagan MDRRMO head Ronald Torres said that evacuation started as early as 6 in the morning. This was due to the magnitude 6.6 earthquake that struck Batangas earlier today. Torres noted that around 143 individuals are already in evacuation centers, advising them to stay there for the meantime.
We are not experiencing heavy rains right now, but still, since the occurrence of earthquake and that the soil is already saturated due to the continuous rain, so we are not advising the evacuees to return to their household.
Still, because of the 6.6 magnitude quake that was felt here in Metro Manila, operations of major railway systems were put on hold. Intensity 4 or moderately strong was recorded in several parts of Metro Manila. Because of this, operators of MRT3, LRT1, and LRT2 said their operations will be temporarily suspended to conduct a safety check and assess the conditions of its stations and facilities. By 8 in the morning, LRT1, LRT2, and MRT3 were all able to resume normal operations. In sports, the PBA and the NLEX Road Warriors have reached an agreement to allow Kiefer Ravena to play for one season in the Japan B.League. PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall said that Ravena can suit up for his B-League club, Shiga Lake Stars, as soon as the Philippine Cup is finished. Marshall also said that Ravena assured him that he will return to the Road Warriors once his one-year stint with the Japanese team is complete. Kiefer will join his brother 30 as well as other Filipinos who signed with teams in the Japan B.League.
The NLEX Road Warriors is happy to announce that an agreement has been reached with the PBA to allow Kiefer to play in Japan B.League for 1 season.
I am very much excited to play for Shiga this season. I'm excited to wave the Philippine flag and prove that Filipino can. I'll be back next year to suit up for the NLEX Road Warriors and play in front of our home fans.
Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now, www.signalplay.com, and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.